Hey guys, we're going to take a minute and show you how we used 4 separate speed lights to take 2 different pictures to combine them into a single finished product. Stand by, this is going to be kind of interesting. Okay then, let's take a quick look and see how we set up the lighting on this particular photograph. Let's go to the original, to the finished product here. If you notice, we got this nice beautiful red light down here. And then we go, of course, the top part is illuminated as well. And then we've got the very dark background on it. Now you can't take this photograph in one single shot. And the reason for that is that you have speed lights that are going to be working against each other if you try to do it in one shot. So you have to do it in 2 different photographs. The first photograph is set up like this. You have 4 different speed lights, 2 attached to each wing. The 2 inside lights have, on the back side of it, the 2 inside lights have a red gel on them. The 2 outside lights are just bare lights. Let's take a real quick look at the diagram here. Let me change this. I have one light clipped about right here, and one light clipped about right here, and another one out here, and another one out here. And the 2 inside lights have the red gels. The 2 outside lights are bare lights. And so when we take that photograph, this is what we end up with. The top part is very dark, but the bottom half is illuminated with this beautiful red light and a little bit of white light on the edges there. In order to take the second photograph, the camera stays exactly where it is. It doesn't move. Nothing changes on the camera settings. We remove all the lights on the back wings, and we set one light out here on the stand up about right here, and another one just off camera right out here. And they're shooting back in this direction like this to illuminate the top half or the front part of the aircraft. And of course you get all this bleed over down here. And that's the reason why you can't do this in one shot, because all this bleed over light is going to interfere with all that nice red light below you. So what we have to do then is to blend these 2 pictures together. And the way you do that is you do a select all, and that gives us the dancing lines all the way around. Then you do an edit, copy. Then you open up the first photograph. Now you do an edit, paste, and as you see, we create another layer over here. And that first photograph is layered on top of this. The second photograph is layered on top of the first one. So now we have to erase everything off of this top layer and reveal what we want to show underneath. So we use the eraser tool, and I've got it set at a fairly large pixel size, and I'm at 100% capacity. So we kind of start here at the bottom, and we just sort of kind of work our way across the bottom part of this, kind of very slowly. You don't have to be, you have to be a little precise with it, but you gotta, you don't want to be, you gotta be careful that you don't overlap anything up on the top part there. And we got a little bit of room up here, and we've also got some nice reflections right in this area here. So what I'm going to do is to reduce the opacity down to 60% or so, and make this smaller. Take it down to about that size, and then just kind of come in here like so, and kind of hit that little area right in there. You got to get some nice, and then I want to increase that opacity a little bit, and just kind of hit this area right here again. Make that red just a little bolder, something kind of like that. Something along those lines. There you go. Okay, so now we have, and we can also do a little bit of work up here. You can kind of clean that up a little bit too if you wanted to, something like that. Now what you have is that top layer on top of the bottom layer, and we've revealed what's underneath it, but we also have some stuff here in the background that we want to get rid of. We've got this light over here, and we've got this other aircraft here in the background that we don't want in our photograph. So what we have to do then is to flatten this layer so we have just one single image. And now we're going to do basically the same thing. We're going to do a select all, edit, copy, but this time we're going to layer it on top, just a plain black background. And then we're going to do a paste, again, we create a layer on top of that black background. So now we want to get rid of all of these things here, and I'm going to use basically the same settings I've got here. So I'm going to bump that back up to 100%. Now I just come in here and I just kind of start, get rid of that. And you got to be a little careful here because that wingtip kind of tips up, flares up a little bit, and you don't want to erase it. Get rid of that light there. You want to keep that wingtip in there. And you can do a little bit of work right here if you wanted to. And if you want to make that background so that it's nice and even, you could make that a little bigger and then just kind of come through the background and just cover everything just to make sure all the black is the same texture and same shade and everything, kind of like that. We'll just go through it real quick like that. And so there we have it pretty much. Now you can go in at this point and you can flatten that layer again if you want to, and then you can do a little bit of bumping like this, kind of bump the levels a little bit, kind of brighten it up a little, get a little something like this, and voila, we're pretty well done with that. It's a very easy, very nice way to create some unusual lighting for your different kinds of photographs.